Hey guys, what's going on? It's Tom back with another video. Hey, listen, on this one, I wanted to talk just briefly about visas in the Philippines, just to sort of clarify some things about it. And by the way, it appears that they did do away with the 6-month tourist visa extension that they used to have. I will say that those extensions were, I mean, even in Manila area where I'm at, you either had to go to the main office, like in Intramuros, or you had to be married and didn't have your marriage visa yet, for example, right? Those are the only ways you could do the 6 month. Okay. Now, I don't know how it was in the smaller cities. I hear that guys were doing it, just regular guys, single guys, whatever. But of course, in those cities, maybe there's only one office. There's only one main office in a city of 100,000 people or whatever, for example. You know what I mean? So you just were able to go to that to that same office, because that's the main office in that city, right? Well, Manila's got several Bureau of Immigration offices throughout the city. But it makes a difference when you can't go to the closest one and you got to, oh, now I got to drive an hour and a half or take a grab or a taxi, or a bus or whatever, hour and a half each way to do this. You know what I mean? So it wasn't always a convenient thing anyway, but obviously if you could do it, it was kind of nice because obviously, yeah, now you only got to do it a couple times a year instead of every 2 months. But the way it is now, yeah, it's either 1 or 2 month extensions. That's it at a time. Now, obviously, when you first come to the Philippines, you automatically get a 30-day visa, no charge. Just boom. As soon as when your passport's stamped on the day you arrive in the Philippines, you got 30 days to either leave the Philippines or extend, your visa. And then when you do your second extension, it really goes from like 30 to 59 days. So basically, you're extending for like almost another month, right? And then after that, when you extend beyond the 59 days, you're like, okay, I want to extend for a couple more months. Well, now you have to get your ACR card, your Alien Certificate of Registration card. It's just like an ID card, for foreigners, right? And now you got to pay for that and you have to get that because at the 3 month point, that's required, you know. So if you go beyond 59 days, for another month or so, you're pretty much going to be at the 3 month point. So anyway, so that's how that works, right? With tourist visas, and then just going forward, you're going to be able to just have to do 2 months at a time. I think maybe they want to, I think the Philippines for the last 5 years or so at least, they've been kind of pushing guys to like, hey, get a retirement visa. You know what I mean? Like they would rather you have a retirement, an SRRV visa, than just tourist visas. Of course, the retirement visas are, if you get the military courtesy one, like if you had military, honorable discharge in the military in your Western country, or especially or in the U.S., then that's the best and cheapest SRRV visa. Because you only have to put $1,500 in a Philippine bank, and they just hold it there. Like you can use it for down the line for like buying, I guess, a house or a condo or something. But I also heard that from a visa agency guy that when you do that, they put like a second lien or a first lien. If you buy a condo cash here, let's say, for example, you're not getting a loan, not getting a mortgage, but you use some of that cash out of you at $1,500, you take that $1,500 out of your account, your SRV, like bank account in the Philippines, they're going to be a lien on your title. You know what I mean? Until you sell it, you'd have to sell it, and then once you pay that off or put that money back, then the lien is removed. So, it's not the best thing, right? It's sort of like it's not as it's funny. I found out about that recently. Like within the last 6 months or so, or maybe 9 months, maybe. And I never knew that, you know. And so that was sort of, that put a little bit of a damper on it, you know, on using that money to buy property, even though, you know, you could, right? And if you don't have a mortgage, then really that's the only lien you're going to have. But it's still, you know, it's kind of a complication, right? You know, it's so anyway, just something to keep in mind. Now, if you get a regular SRRV visa and you don't have the military courtesy one, you know, just a regular retirement visa, then you're looking at $10,000 USD to be held in one of their banks here in the Philippines. There might even be one. There used to be one where it was a $20,000, but I think now, you know, you got to be over 50. Excuse me. You got to be over 50, so I think it's just 10,000, you know, but look into it. I mean, you can go to their website and check it out. That's the main one that is utilized, you know, that one for non-military guys. And then for guys who had any kind of military, you know, honorable discharge, it's the 1500, you know. And of course, the fee, just so you know, the fee is about, to get the military courtesy one, is about just under $1,500. And that's not refundable. That's the fee. You know, that's not a deposit. That's a fee. And I believe, I can't remember if the regular SRV, if the fee is the same, but the annual fee that you pay to keep renewing the visa, with the military courtesy, it's only $10 a year, you know? And you can extend now, you could do it every 2 years instead of every year. They just changed that recently. You know, so you could just do $20 for 2 years with the military courtesy, you know, instead of having to do it every year, you know. But the regular one that has the $10,000 deposit, that fee is a lot higher. It's like $360, I believe, a year. So something to think about as well, you know. And that's a fee, that's not a deposit, that's not refundable, you know. The deposit, like the 10K for the regular one, that is eventually refundable. I mean, if you do away with your, if you want to discontinue your SRV visa or whatever, right? Then you know, you can get it back, and I'm sure it's probably not a fast process, but you know, it's probably going to take 3 or 4 months. Same thing with the military courtesy, the 1500 deposit. You know, if you decide not to keep holding that type of visa anymore, you want to leave or what, for whatever reason, you get it back. But again, it's going to take probably 3 or 4 months. You know, so just some stuff to think about, guys. I just want to. That's about all I wanted to say about this. But just to clarify, especially with the tourist visa stuff, you know. So now you kind of might have a better idea of what you're looking at here when you come here to visit, or if you come to the Philippines to live, you know, either way. So, all right, guys, again, please like, comment, and subscribe if you like the content. And have a great day. I'll see you later.